Saudi. Okay, so yeah, this is what I actually owe without these being negotiated. So I still owe $9,939. Okay, so that is the breakdown of my debt. My last bill, like I said, outside of the ones that have not been negotiated, my last bill is the literally December 31st. That is when this last payment is due. And so that means I basically have 8 months to pay my debt off. I want to pay my debt off. Realistically, I want to pay my debt off before the baby comes. But again, this payment is going to come out at the end of the year. So I might as well plan for the end of the year. So I'm not going to go over all of this. This is just basically my income, what my actual debt is, my breakdown. So my breakdown is right here. My income for the month, my bills, my debt, income to budget, how much my sinking funds are, and 13 which what I have left over. This number is a little bit low just because I was trying to see how much if I stretch my sinking funds to like the bare minimum. We're not going with that number though. We are going to go with my actual number, which is 1530 is what I save realistically every month for sinking fund. And so yeah, so these are all my bills, blah 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 blah. But we're going to come over here. And this is the only option that I want to look at. I created this whole scale, blah blah blah. It's my cat meowing. But I created this entire scale just to kind of like see what my options were. I'm not going to go over that with you guys just because I already know what option I'm picking. But these, as you can see, this one is what my estimated reduction is. So what I'm projecting they're going to do for those last three ones that haven't been negotiated, and what my actual one is. So if you look here on my estimated reduction, which is what I'm going to base my debt payoff to. I know I should base it off the other one. I'm not going to, again, because it's going to negotiate. And so really what needs to happen is I need to get money into my Beyond Finance so that they can negotiate my other debts. I just need a large chunk of money so that they can negotiate those debts. Because again, the smallest debt that I have, minus this, radius one, the smallest credit card I have is $2,000. So I realistically at least need to have half of that in there so that they can negotiate that I have half. Because my payment that I pay in there is going towards my not Navy Federal, but my lending company one. And so I can't try to use that money for as a negotiation because they use that as a payment towards the negotiation they already closed out. Okay, so I can yap on, so I'm just going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Okay, so I had four options. One was the sinking funds to my actual sinking funds. Options 1 and 2 were with my sinking fund. Options 3 and 4 were my sinking fund stretched extremely thin. Again, like I said, I'm going to go with the option to keep my sinking funds the same. Excuse me. And then I'm going to be, this says with full income. And basically all that means is that normally when I'm doing my budget, I don't budget in the money my boyfriend gives me. This option is basically saying I am indeed using that money to budget for my debt payoff. So right here is my payment, because obviously I need to subtract the payments that I'm going to continue to make for the rest of the year out of what my balance is due. So this is the total of what I would pay for the next 8 months, which is when the debt will be paid off. It's $3,733. And so if we just look at this one, because this is the option that I'm going with right here, there's no point in looking at anything else. This is my income. This is my bills, my debt, the income that I have left over, my sinking funds, or income to budget after my sinking funds. This is what I have left over. So after my sinking funds, I have $1,999. I'm going to be, and this is what I was talking about right here. I'm going to be depleting my savings challenges. That's essentially what my savings challenges are for. Obviously, to buff up my savings and also pay off debt. And so I have a substantial amount of money right now in my savings challenges that I'm going to pull out. There are some challenges that I'm not going to pull out of, and I'll talk to you about that in the next video. But I just wanted to do a rough overview of my debt. Oh, and this SF right here is sinking funds. There are a few sinking funds that I'm going to clear out as well. Nothing serious. One of them is my 1 month ahead. I only had $20 in each one of the categories. I'm just going to take it out. And then I had a debt payoff. A few other tabs. I have to look again where I pulled it from. But there's a few other things that I was pulling the money out of. It totaled $460. Currently, after I save for the end of April, once I stuff the sinking funds or my savings challenges, excuse me, this is how much I will be able to pull out, or I want to pull out. So that means that left over between this and this, I only need to add $764. So next month, instead of a lot of that income going to my sinking funds, or savings challenges, I'm actually just not going to stuff my saving challenges, and I'm going to take this money and I'm going to just roll it into my payment. And yeah, so for 1 month, I only need to sacrifice 1 month of no savings challenges, essentially, and I should be able to go ahead and have a good amount of money that they can go ahead and negotiate. And then we'll go from there. I'll do an update. Maybe if they do a negotiation, I'll update what the actual thing is, but this is the plan. I only need to put in excuse me. I only need to put in essentially $964 because I'm putting so much of my savings challenges and sinking funds into it, and so it balances. It's almost, well, I can tell you. My calculator is underneath my iPad, so I'll just use my phone. But if we pull out my calculator and we say 1577 plus 460 plus the 964 that I'm going to be putting in, that's $3,000. And so if we come over here and look, I said I was going to save $3,000 between my savings challenge, sinking fund, and just not stuffing for 1 month. So all of May, I pretty much won't stuff any savings challenges. And so if I come over here to this fancy thing and I pull this and I add this total, 3733 gives me the total of $6,734. Bam. All right, and I'm not gonna talk your guys' ears off anymore. My ring light is doing whatever it wants to do, and there it goes again. But I'm gonna get out of here. I just want to go ahead and explain that to you before I went and did my savings challenges. I will be pulling my savings challenges because I want to use that money to stuff my sinking funds for the end of April. You know, the whole shebang. I didn't want to pull the money out just to have to turn back around and put the money back in my bank account. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. And so that's why I did this video. If you guys have any questions as far as a debt negotiation, I will try to answer them as best as possible. And just kind of my own experience with it. So yes, I'm going to leave that there, and because I can talk all night. But yeah, that's all that I have for you guys. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't, that's okay. Just come back and watch again. Bye.